So wait, so when we had that party at Shio's Devils, with the amazing alcoholic grape juice.
You mean the rum punch?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When was that?
Years ago. Like the one that I went to. So that's cousin you're referring to. Is that the one with the black hair?
I've got many cousins, bro, and most of them are crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Jade, you forgot to change the title.
Oh shit! I'll change this.
No, do it now. They need to know what we're watching. Do it now.
The boss is
okay. So what is okay? What is the title?
I sent it to you on Twitter.
In Twitter. Okay, look. I'll do this, guys. How are we doing, man? Transfer deadline day. All right.
I'm not doing good until that gets in the title, is it?
Fix the title. Fix the title so you're going to feel good about life.
I don't even know what the title name is, so you have to tell me. So while you're telling
I sent it to you on Twitter. You can just copy and paste it.
So look, guys, what are we saying about transfer deadline day, man? Come on, man. Thoughts?
Some good transfers, man. Some good transfers. It looks like we're going to get Thomas Partey. It looks like, and you know what? I'm not going to get gassed over him because a lot of people saying he's going to be the best central midfielder in the Premier League. There's no evidence to suggest that. It's just a good signing for us. But what I like about it is that we're kind of just being gangster about it, and we've gone to La Liga and said, "Look, boom, there's your minimum fee. Like, we now have permission to talk to Partey. We're going to get it done." And we've withdrawn the Torreira loan. I said, now we're going to keep him. So Atletico Madrid are now going to be without Partey and without Torreira. That's the most gangster thing we've done for a long time. I'm quite happy about it. That's gangster. Hey!
Yes, look who the cat's drugging. Look who the cat's drugging. I thought, Nix, you know what? I applaud you. I thought you wouldn't show. I thought you and your forward self wouldn't show.
Why would you think that? When have I never not shown unless prearranged? I'm always there.
Sure. No. I am impressed. I really thought that you wouldn't show them, but I'm impressed, bro. I'm impressed. So guys, look, man, we have a lot to talk about, man. I mean, shame that we don't have a Liverpool representative. So Bianca, if you're out there, you will have to face the smoke some points. But we do have someone in the bottom left that will have to face the smoke because, you see, Javan, I wish we had a more productive production meeting because I wish you had taken that Eric Bailly quote by the man on the bottom left and used it in this show. Because I would have loved. Okay, well, roll it up. Guys, without further ado, ski, this is Football Dugout. Let's ride through. Did he just drop?
Ollie in, baby. Ollie in. Come on, man.
Nick's ain't even here to see it.
Nick's ran away.
Oh,
come on, man.
How could you run away, man? How could you run away, man? Because I told you, I test Yasser Said. You guys have to face.
But wait, why I test? I test is just is on your side basically.
No, I test has been a Man United fan the longest out of anyone here. He's been supporting them for 60 years.
No. Look, I test.
You're breaking up.
About test.
You're breaking up.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you got that Solskjaer internet.
Oh, I said that eye test is a law unto himself.
Oh,
so not much can be said about eye test. So, so look, guys, man. Let's just get straight down to it, man. So, before we talk about, of course, the transfer deadline, because a lot of massive transfer deadline day news to go through. We've got to talk about the baptisms, the inductions, the bricks, because this has been one of the wildest Premier League's weekends in a long time. So let's first deal, because I've got so much to say to leaks. Because whenever I deal with someone, I want to save it to us. So let's just first deal with Liverpool and 7-Up. I haven't actually had 7-Up in a very long time, and I always said that Sprite over 7-Up. So Liverpool felt that 7 smoke, and we've had talks about, is Van Dijk trash? Is Trent just a light-skinned man from the road? A lot of people are now asking questions about this Liverpool team. Is El Dio, my West African dark-skinned brother, really the alpha male of this team? So let's break it down. How much can we read into this? Is this just one game, or are we maybe seeing this defense crack? And also, we may also have to talk about Grealish and your boy Olua Barkley, who isn't actually Nigerian, by the way, so we don't claim him. So let me come first to. It's one game though.
Person, you never walk alone.
You never walk alone, baby. Whether you win or lose, you got to support the club. You got to support your players. I see man going in on Adrian, and as soon as that mistake happened, I tweeted, said, "You never walk alone. That cannot be your club mantra." And then as soon as someone makes a mistake, you want to abuse everybody. It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That's the very core of your club. You never walk alone.
But they always do it. Every time a player messes up individually.
Exactly. And that's why I would always bring it back.
Look what
they did to Karius.
Karius was alone, man. Karius had no friends that night. So that guy was alone.
No, but they do it to Lovren every time he makes a mistake. Mm-hmm. And now they're doing it to Adrian. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. But yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. But to answer your question, the defense it looked shoddy. I mean, Leeds put 3 past them. Do you know what I mean? They don't have the same aura they had before. I think teams are starting to figure them out. Villa, I mean, they're playing this high line, and Villa just ripped them to pieces. It could have been even more than 7. I mean, we had chances, but Lacazette had a day where he thought, you know what, I just don't want to put the ball in the net more than once. But we're not the best team. We haven't got the most creative midfielders, and we had chances against them. So when you look at Villa, and they have got creativity in their team, which is shocking to me that Villa have a more creative midfield than we do. But that's facts. They got Grealish, they got Barkley, they got players with pace to break through the lines, and they did that willy-nilly. Like whenever they wanted to go forward and have a chance, they did. I think Liverpool did miss Henderson and Mane, more so for the fact that they press relentlessly. The press wasn't really there, and that's a big part of how Liverpool play. But I don't think this is necessarily... I mean, it's a shock result, and it's a one-off result in the fact that Aston Villa put 7 past them. But the fact that teams are scoring against them, because even last season, their defence weren't great.
That's the thing.
They were conceding goals.
I don't know what's happened with Liverpool. I think... You know what? I was saying today, for me, this season is a bit compromised at the moment because of the whole everything, the COVID and everything. So we ended last season, not much turnaround to the start of this season. Then you've got a little preseason, and if you did get a preseason, it's not an extensive one that you usually get. And because of the late start of the season, then you've got this fixture pile up. So straight away, teams are playing 2 games a week just straight away. Now it can play into your benefit, just that alone in the sense of trying to get back to match fitness. But based on the fact that you just ended a heavy season the year before, you haven't had much time to rest at all. And I think the way that Liverpool play, and they've probably gone more that way even in recent times with their high line. If you're going to play with that high line, which is very high risk, you have to press from the front extensively, because once you play with a high line and you give midfielders and defenders who can pass time on the ball, they will exploit you every single time. Leeds did it. We saw at the back end of last season, Man City were doing it. They were saying, "Oh, they were drunk," they were celebrating. But you see, it's bad habits.
Drunk.
Did
you say drunk?
The league.
Yeah, they were drunk because they had won the Premier League the day before or something like that, whatever. So these bad habits creep in, and because it's just been one season flown into the next, if you end the last season on a bad run of form, to then start the next season going on firing, it's just easy. You can't just switch off. They're not robots like that. So Liverpool's, because they're playing with such a high line, and they're not pressing from the front with the same energy because of maybe some fatigue or whatever it might be, then you can get in behind every single time. So I think I don't think it's not. Yes, the result is a shock, but a loss was coming. As Devil said, they conceded 3 goals against Leeds, and we gave all the credit to Leeds, which you have to do, of course. But you're still Liverpool. You're still the champions. You're still the runaway champions. You shouldn't be conceding 3 goals at home in the first game of the season. They've already lost to Arsenal in the Community Shield, granted on penalties. Chelsea held their own until the red card. No excuses. Chelsea got a man sent off. They weren't good enough. Hence, he pulled down Mane. But it's just those things. You see those games, and you're like, everything ain't as good as it was pre the Watford game. Everything before the Watford game was perfect. Since that Watford game, Liverpool haven't been the same team. And the reality is, this is their 3rd title-winning season. I say that because the season before they got 97 points. Last season they got 99 points. You then want your team to then go again to put in another title-winning run, which has never been done other than twice in the Premier League era. So it's not easy. So I think Liverpool are probably on a bit of a drop.
It's the same thing that we were saying about Man City.
Yeah, same thing as Man City last year.
But keeping that intensity for 3 years is tough.
And Liverpool game is all about intensity.
So Nick, are you then making an argument then that they're not going to defend their title? Because I still say Liverpool are defending their title. So before I go to Javan, are you saying that Liverpool are not going to defend this title?
Put like this: if Man City get over 90 points, Liverpool won't win the title. So it's not. So it's really dependent on.
So Liverpool are definitely getting less than 90 points then.
I think the winner will get less than 90 points.
Yeah, I think it'll be much tighter. Not not necessarily because everyone around them has got better. I think it's just harder to get 90 plus 90 plus 90 3 years running at that same level.
Well, it's a mixture of both.
They're going to drop. The levels are going to drop.
It's a mixture of both. I think rivals or other teams in the Premier League have got better, and it's just impossible for Liverpool to keep that level up for 3 years. So you close up, they come down. It's just closer. So I think they could win it, but it's just not going to be as runaway as it was last year.
So Javan, what are we saying, man? Liverpool, man. Do you agree with what Devo Nix is saying, that fatigue, this Gegenpress is far too much? They will not be as impressive as they were in the last 2-3 seasons? Or do you still feel like this is a special team and they will still somehow, some way course correct and still get 90 plus points this season?
Their next game is against Everton. The league, they're currently first in the league. They're going to lose to them. Everton are some mad form.
So who's going to lose?
Everton are going to beat.
Their next game after the international break is Everton.
Yeah.
And Everton are in some real good form right now.
Okay.
And if Liverpool keep up the way how it is, it's going to be a tough game for them. So I think they're going to lose their next game. I already said Chelsea's winning the title, so they're not going to. Therefore, they're not going to win. They're not going to win the title. I don't care. They can have whatever points they want. We're winning that title, and I'll tell you why I believe it even more now. If Liverpool can get spanked 7-2 to Aston Villa, a team that literally missed the relegation by this much.
1 point.
Well, by technology failing.
I believe that we can do this. I know it's just Crystal Palace 4-0. That's momentum. Let's keep it going. I believe that we can do this. I already said it, and I'm not going to flip-flop. And if we don't win it, you can all get at me, but I'm sticking by that we're going to win the title.
Okay, so very quickly, before we go to the next topic, so just from everyone very quickly, Liverpool, do they defend the title, yes or no? Real quick.
Yes.
You know what?
It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no.
Yes.
What do you mean by you know what? So Devil says yes. Javan?
I can't change.
Javan, you said Chelsea are winning the title.
Chelsea already. Okay. I can't change my my prediction. Start of the season, I said Man City. That was based on Liverpool not signing Thiago. Man, I need to just see when the deadline, when the transfer window is completely finished, I can assess everything properly. My current one was Man City, but that was based on them getting like Koulibaly and that, and they didn't do that. They got Ruben Diaz, but I don't know. So you need to come back to me. Come back to me next week. I'll give you an answer. I can't do that. Transfer window still open.
All right. So let's now get down to the real nitty-gritty here. So
that was the real nitty-gritty. The champions lost. Aston Villa. That is the most embarrassing result in Premier League history. That is the most embarrassing result in history. There's nothing more to say.
My audience, apologies for the rabble happening in the background. Please ignore it. Can the host please speak?
I want his agent, Choupo-Moting's agent. That's what I want. I'm done.
Thank you. So now to the main reason why we're actually here. So we all know that these guys used to be called Boychester Divided. Now they're called Baby Chester Eroded. This was quite a cataclysmic failure on all accounts, because our dear my dear colleague assured us that if Eric Bailly plays, United would win 4-0. That's what he assured us. So now we're going to try and break this down, because I've been saying for a very long time that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is only in his job because of what he did 21 years ago. How do you like that? Mathematicians, how do you like that? Yeah, you're going to do math.
But you still can't tell me how long 2010 was. Tell me how long 2010 was. Tell me how long 2010 was. You can't tell me. Do math.
Can the host please... Nick, this is very unprofessional.
Yes,
this
is
very unprofessional.
Yes,
this is very unprofessional.
I've come to make it
very unprofessional.
I've come to ruin the stream.
I'm going to continue.
Wait, hold on. There we go.
Very unprofessional. So, Manchester United, they got baptized 6-1, down to 10 men and everything. So what we want to do is, before we even look at the match, because there are many dimensions here, let's first look at the Martial-Lamela incident. And what you guys think about that. Because see, here's my thing about that whole Lamela incident is that. Because I watched ESPN FC, and Frank Lowe both was like, what Lamela did is horrible, it is terrible, he should be sent to and everything. And here's my thing. It is so funny because this relates to All or Nothing, the documentary, and how Mourinho said that you guys have to, you're too nice. You have to be cunts. You have to be pricks. You have to be bastards and everything. If a guy is on a yellow, make sure he gets a red. And he, throughout that All or Nothing, he was forcing his guys to try and be clever. It is what it is. You have to accept it. If you give a guy any content in the box, he will try to go down to win a penalty. At high level football, this is not kiddie kids. High level football, people are using every little thing to gain an advantage because these matches matter. You know that if you raise a hand, especially with these guys from South America and so forth, they will go down to try and get you to be sent off. So my thing about it is that for Martial, you have to just accept things. But what was being said is we have the technology, VAR. Shouldn't VAR have been used to then say, okay, let's assess this whole thing. Wait a minute. Lamela actually used his elbow against Martial. So if anything, shouldn't Lamela be sent off? So let me confess to Javan with this. With relation to the incident, do you think that it was, because Martial should have been sent off, fact, but do you feel that VAR should have been used to send off Lamela as well? Or, hey, it is what it is?
Listen, it's a sad sight. Oh, it's there. He's put it up. He's put it up.
If Bailly starts, we win.
We win the game. If Bailly doesn't start, I have no idea.
Mourinho versus Ole. How is that game gonna pan out? What are we gonna see? Who's gonna win? Is it gonna be a draw?
Man United.
What do you guys think?
Man United's winning. Like, come on. Solskjaer loves the big games.
He does well in the big games.
And I honestly, I can't see us losing. Would there be a penalty? Because they got the defenders. They got Eric Dyer. I think we'll buff Spurs. We got a better play. We got better players than Spurs. Spurs are flying. I mean, they beat Maccabi Haifa and they beat Southampton by heavy score lines. They also lost to Everton and drew with Newcastle. I know it wasn't all that, but they drew Newcastle. And they drew with Chelsea. I mean, Okay, beat them on penalties. They're not flying. They're doing all right.
Oh boy. Neeks, you have to answer for your crimes, man. I feel bad for my part. I played in that.
I'm crying. I'm crying, man. Wow, that was a thing of beauty, man. Nick's Clarence, nobody even wants to see your ugly lying face, man. You damn lie. I'm never believing that Caribbean dude again, man. Look, man, Javen, talk to me about this whole Lamela thing, man. Useless fellow.
Yeah, so if you want to see that video again, it's on my Twitter, innit? So you can go check that out.
Shameless promotion.
Shameless plug. But yeah, listen, VAR, it's mad when your boy turns on you. VAR turned on Manchester United. It turned on them. They didn't even give a look in to see, should we look back and see what why Martial hit him? You know, they just said, nope, Martial, you hit Lamela, you're out. VAR. Martial, see, listen, they even thought VAR was going to be for them because Martial didn't go off the pitch. He waited, thinking, yeah, VAR is going to check this, innit? Man stayed on the pitch. VAR didn't check it.
Oh, that's why he was waiting. I was like, why was he just waiting there for ages?
Listen,
so yeah, he's going to see if they're both going. He thought, let me see if I can get.
Yeah, because was like, VAR is there, so.
Let me catch this boy.
He thought his boy. They thought their boy was gonna come true. Their boy didn't come true. It's all peak for Manchester United. It's mad. It's mad. Like I was like, I thought he was gonna get sent off. I was like, okay, maybe they're gonna rescind there. Give a yellow card to question. Yellow card to that. Listen. I'm talking.
Answer the question. Was it a red
shut up, man. I'll meet you, man. Let's let your event.
Listen.
Answer the question. Man's talking about boy this, but answer the question. Was it a red card or not? Should it have been a red card? That's all we want to know. Because time is of the essence.
Wait, guys. Who is speaking, by the way? Because is it a ghost speaking?
Listen, that guy is triggered. He's mad. No. He's not even at his chair. It's mad.
That is useless fellow, man. Take the L, man.
For me, the Martial thing.
All right, Devil.
For me personally, if we're going to be objective about this, is both of them should be a yellow card. They both attacked each other. If you're going to send off one, you have to send off the other.
Well. The exact same thing. That's what I'm saying. It should have been if one's getting sent off, they're both getting sent off. But what I liked about it was the slap that Martial gave him and the look. It's like, are you mad? Are you dumb? But I enjoyed that. I thought that was wicked. That the street came out in Martial. Martial forgot where he was. Martial was on the street. And he slapped it, and then he went on the floor. He's like, is this guy serious? That's why he was waiting on the pitch.
Are we done?
He was thinking, if Lamela gets sent off as well, I'm going to catch him and mash him up in the tunnel. That's what he was thinking. I agree with what you said, Hope. That's exactly what Mourinho was talking about. And that's the kind of things, them little tactical fouls, play acting, that nasty side of the game. That's what the best teams do. Man City have been doing it for years. Barcelona were doing it for
with the experts.
Do you know what I mean? It's something that was going on in Italian football from way back. And that's the kind of thing that if you want to win games, not the nice guys never win, ever.
Never win. Nice guys never win.
Nice guys win. So unfortunately, that's the way the game is played at the highest level. And I think Martial was stupid to react. He would have been better off reacting at how Lamela reacted. He should have thrown himself on the floor like Lamela did, and Lamela would have been sent off.
Yeah.
Are we done?
No,
we can talk about the actual game.
We're not done.
Talk about the actual game.
We'll talk about the actual game.
Can I answer the question?
No, you can't answer because you left.
Let him answer.
Okay, go for it. Okay, answer the question. Useless.
If I was giving a review about the game, I would have left that part to last because of course, it had a big bear on the game. You got down to 10 men with 70 minutes.
That's huge.
But obviously, there's bigger issues. You can lose a man and still not lose 6-1. Many people.
We will get there.
I'm just saying, many because people know what will happen is, Nick's making excuses. I'm answering Hope's question. Just letting people know. Anyway, both of them should have been sent off. That's the bottom line. Both of them should have been sent off. Lamela elbows Martial in the jaw, the chin, that area, and Martial taps him. Lamela's movement was actually more dangerous. Neither of them were dangerous, but more dangerous. However, Martial should be sent off because you don't raise your hand. You can't do that in football. If we're talking about serious foul play, neither of them were hurt. But I don't have an issue with Lamela because you're doing what you need to do to win the game. Within the rules to an extent, innit? There's no rule that says you can't go down. He was touched and he made sure the referee knew about it. But my issue is VAR because these things can happen in football and people don't see. And if the referee didn't see the incident, fair play. But when you've got VAR, that's what the VAR is there for. And so when I saw the replay, I'm like, oh, well, now Lamela is surely going to go. And I'm just waiting for it. No, they're taking the corner. I'm thinking, what is going on? It's ridiculous. But as I think Devo said, what Martial should have done is go down. You, at that moment, and that's why, for me, it's bigger than just a red card. It's the mentality of the players. You're 2-1 down. You've given away your lead. You've got a brilliant start. You won the penalty, by the way. You've got a brilliant start. And the lead is gone. In your mind, and every mind of the Man United players should be, what do we need to do to win this game, to retake the initiative that we've given up? Because let's be honest, we gave them those 2 goals. Quick thinking by Harry Kane for the second, but we had three men who could possibly have stopped it. Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, and Bailly covering. Because they were all sleeping. So we gave them the first 2 goals. We gave them actually the first 3 goals, actually, because it was Bailly's pass out to Matic that Lamela closed down. Terrible pass. And that 2-1 down, in everyone's mind should be, what do we need to do to win this game? So when Lamela does that to you, in Martial's head, if you've got the right mentality, you're supposed to go down. You're supposed to roll around and say, because I'm trying to do something to get man sent off to win this game. And the mentality is all wrong. Them man were feeling sorry for themselves.
From the streets, man. You can't take that kind of...
No, I hear that. But you can't bring that. The football's a different thing. So,
shut up, man.
Listen, if you're going to do it, punch him. Don't do that and get sent off. Do something properly. But you, at that moment...
No, but it is ridiculous.
At that moment,
to get sent off for a slap.
You go down and say, because that's what we need to do in the game. We have lost our heads because we gave away the lead that we got so quickly and gave it away so quickly. And that's the big issue with Manchester United and has been for years. Pre-Solskjaer, Mourinho would have spoken about it. LVG, maybe not so. He didn't really air much daily.
It takes a long time.
It's the mentality of the
takes a long time.
That they break. They break so quickly. Is that when things are going good, they're flying. That's why Man United go on these long runs, unbeaten runs, winning, everything looks good. And the moment something goes wrong, a player gets injured, we lose a game that we should have lost, everything just drops. There's no mentality to regain composure, whether it's in the game or over a course of games. And that's Man United's big issue. Mentality out there is poor. Maguire should not be...
So let's go into the game. So guys, remember, I will address your super chats towards the end. Don't worry. Those super chats, they will all be read towards the end. I will see them. I will read them. Let's look at the game. Basically, so as Nick's pointed out, many teams have gone down to 10 men. And what I always say is teams that have a great team spirit and are really cohesive are actually better when they go down to 10 men because you become a lot more compact and you fight more. Against great 10-man performances was Italy against Australia in 06 World Cup, Inter Milan against Barcelona, the semi of the Champions League, where they were down to 10 men for like almost 70 minutes when Tegomato got sent off. So 10 men doesn't mean that you then concede 4 goals, get totally outplayed, and you pretty much give up. And that was the most damning thing, is that they gave up. So first to Devil, in your mind, who do you put most at fault for the way that United capitulated when they went out to 10 men? The lack of a tactical plan B from Solskjaer, horrible displays from a Maguire, Paul Pogba, and how Pogba displayed the players. So who do you put the blame at squarely for just how they just got totally ramrodded when they went down to 10 men?
For me, the blame will always go to players first. It's always on the players first because they're the ones on the pitch who can actually affect the outcome. Solskjaer takes a whole load of blame as well. He got it all wrong. But it was just a bad day at the office for each and every one of them.
Sorry, I missed that. You said, sorry, I was reading the comments. What did you say?
I said, so firstly, the players are to blame. Firstly, and then Solskjaer, he's also got to take a whole load of blame as well.
But you said he got it all wrong. In what sense did Solskjaer get it wrong, you think?
I mean, look at the result.
But specifically, what could he have done? What could he have done?
When you got a man down, you have to be conservative. You have to make sure that you don't concede another goal. Try and stay in the game for as long as you can. United defensively were all over the place, and it never seemed that any tweaks were done to trying to stop the tide. Shaw was all over the place. I think he was out of place for 2 of the goals, like way out of place. For me, that's a tactical thing where the manager's got to pull him up and say, look, focus on defending. Don't worry about trying to be in the right place to go up the pitch. Do your job defensively first. Let's try and stem the tide. Let's try and keep this tight so that we can then try and get something late on in the game. For me, that didn't happen. It was just open season.
One of Jose's one game that I remember, we speak about the Barcelona game, but as he said when he was at Inter, that made it easy. When he went after 10 men, that was the easiest thing. The worst thing you could have done, he was like 10 men behind the ball. This is it. Try beat us. You need 2 goals. But when we played Real Madrid in 2013 and we got Nani barely sent off, Mourinho quickly went to his bench. I think he brought on Modric straight away and basically reacted to the fact that Man United had a man down before Ferguson did. And I think they scored before we made our sub. Solskjaer, in that moment, needs to react. Now, it's a tough one in the sense that Bailly gave away the 3rd goal like maybe a minute later, but it didn't even look like at that moment there was like, it's not like a change was pending, but the ball didn't go out of play. We conceded. A change wasn't pending. We have changed the structure. Yeah, you move. Obviously, the strike has gone off in it, so you still got your bank before and that kind of thing. But you still need to tweak something tactically and maybe bring on, because you see at that moment the midfield battle we're losing. You might have to bring on a Fred after 30 minutes, or a McTominay, whatever it might be, just to make it a bit more solid. And he didn't do that. So not only did the players crumble in that moment, because at that point you need the big players to just grab everyone together, the captain first, then you got the senior players of Pogba, Matic, you got Bruno, who's the leader in
Yeah, but your captain was your worst player.
No, but it's not. Forget that. But I'm just talking. You can play bad, but you still need to be a leader. Maguire's not a leader. That's the thing I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the playing ability.
Whoa! Language.
I know. I'm talking about being a leader, and nobody on the pitch or on the bench or the manager grabbed the players basically and kind of said, "Let's sort this out, or let's take this to half time." So
how was Maguire captain to begin with? Who made him captain?
Well, that's a whole mess anyway, because when we gave him the captaincy, we had sold our last captain, Ashley Young. At that moment, we didn't really have any viable candidates. People are saying Bruno for captain now, but remember when Maguire got the captaincy, Bruno wasn't even in the squad. We hadn't even bought him yet. So we were in a bad position in terms of, and that's what I talk about mentality. Do we have the leaders in the squad? And on that pitch, I didn't see any. And on the sidelines, Solskjaer reacted way too slow. You got under 10 men, you need to change something, because you can see the game is getting away. We didn't change anything until halftime, and by then, the game's gone. The game's gone, and the players don't cover themselves in any glory, because I saw them walking around, not tracking. Pogba, for example, the 2 goals that we conceded after half.
Pogba was out of there.
He loses Aurier down the right hand side. He gives away a ridiculous penalty. Maguire was terrible. Bailly was poor. Shaw was out of position. Matic and Pogba, and I said this, I don't know if I said it on this preview on Dugout or when I was on the football terrace, but I said a midfield 2 of Pogba and Matic is not going to work against this Mourinho side, because I wasn't even thinking about Sissoko, but he brought in Sissoko for this game. So I already knew that the legs that they were going to have in that midfield was going to be too much for Matic and Pogba. To then bring in Sissoko meant that we had no chance with that midfield 2. We had to play either Fred plus Matic or Bruno and Matic in the 10 and play Van der Beek. Van der Beek had to start. Pogba and Matic should never have started the midfield 2. and we didn't make any changes in game to combat that. We gave away 3 out of the first 4 goals from individual mistakes. And when you do that, especially against the Mourinho side, you're giving away goals. That's a recipe for disaster. We took the lead, and when we took the lead, let me find this there. When we took the lead, that's the best thing that could happen to us, because now a Jose side has to come out, and we can play to our strengths. And we can play to our strengths, which is the counter. They say when you
just forgot to do that bit,
you're most vulnerable after you score a goal, and we just gave it away, just like that. 5 minutes later, we went down.
So, Javen, so where do you sit on this whole thing? I mean, who should be blamed the most for, especially when they went down to 10 men? Who did you say? Because again, look, guys are coming for Paul Pogba, man, and I'm one of the biggest Pogba apologists out there. The dude wasn't great. So who should be mostly at fault and to blame the most?
From that display, it would have to be the players and the manager, because the manager sets the players out to play. And so the manager has given them the tactics and said, you need to do this and you need to do that. They haven't done that. And clearly Spurs came out there and they were playing really well. So as Nick said, once you see this as a manager, you have to sit back and think, whoa, I need to change something right now. And I didn't think Oli did that. And he did it way too late. The game was over. Spurs was all over them. So I will put the blame heavily on the players for not executing the plan. And I will then place the blame on Oli. And I will put Oli, and then I'll put the next blame onto Oli for not reading the game and seeing that he has to change some things because Spurs are all over them. So, but mainly the players, first and foremost.
Can I ask Neeks a question? Neeks.
Sure.
How many more characters do you need to collect before you unlock Pogba?
No, listen. Pogba is unlocked. This is Pete Pogba.
This is Pete Pogba now.
Pete Pogba. No, but in all honesty, listen. Pogba is. We have got all the tools. Our midfield ain't an issue in terms of personnel. It's not an issue. What Solskjaer needs to do now, because he's got the personnel. I know he wanted Jack Grealish. He didn't get him. He got Van der Beek, half the price. I want to say twice the player, but he's pretty damn good, so I'm not going to complain about that. But the midfield personnel is not a massive issue. It's just about he's going to have to be horses for courses, because every game is not going to be matches Pogba, like we saw on yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Oh my God, it's been a long 24 hours, man. Bloody hell! But he needs to find the right way to use the players. When we played Sevilla, for example, that midfield two of Pogba and Fred was perfect, but he's gone back to what was working post lockdown, and that's not going to work in every game. If we're dominating the ball and the midfield is just sitting back, then cool, Matic and Pogba. But if we're being pressed, and to be fair, Jose's team probably pressed more than a Jose team has ever pressed in their life, then you have to have legs in there.
That's something that Spurs were struggling with. Spurs were struggling with the press, and it didn't become good.
So I want to look at Tottenham, because look, we've got to give some credit towards Tottenham. So it's been Devil. Let's be fair. Let's be fresh out here. Okay, please. Kids are watching, like Javin's kids. Are they his kids? So the thing here is this: Tottenham. This is still a team that doesn't have Gareth Bale. So Gareth Bale is yet to come into this team. So yes, United were horrible and they capitulated. But do you see something specifically with what Harry Kane, Son, Højbjerg, who made that amazing pass to Aurier, and the potential of an amazing Bale? Do you think that this could actually be a season where Mourinho and Spurs could actually do something? Or, it's United, what can we say? We can't read too much into it, because I still feel that if they can get an amazing Bale, it might be one of the best front threes in football. As far as a unit, I don't know how many threes could be better than Son, Kane, and a Gareth Bale.
Wait,
aka
what?
Beastman.
How? How is that? Because Kane's overrated. So and Bale
combination. I said it as a combination.
Bale's finished.
As a combination.
It's just one man.
Son is my guy. How do you say congrats in South Korean? I don't want to just go.
You know, I do know.
Kane,
I do
Son
know
is my
one
guy.
term in South Korean. That's Annyeong Haseyo. That's all I know.
What does that mean?
What does it mean?
I think
Who
that
taught you that?
means
Obviously, it's South
that
Korean.
means
shit.
hello, how are you? But I'm not sure. And Gamna Haftada is thank you. But there you go. I won't tell you how I know that.
Son.
What about Gangnam Style? What language is that?
Yeah, that's
Whoa, it's
that's
racist.
Korean. Yeah.
What language is that? How's that racist? Imagine me asking.
Racist.
Now you're gonna
Yeah.
get
Stereotypical. Not all South Korean people dance. Okay, so
I don't know if it is.
so Nick's answer the
what am I
damn
doing?
question, man. So Nick's can Tottenham pop off with?
Oh, me?
I mean, do you see something in this team that could see that
Oh,
Tottenham and
listen,
Mourinho could do
I've
something?
always said, I've never been on the Mourinho's done train or those tactics are done. Like, I mean, football just goes in cycles, and you get times where everyone wants to pass, and then everyone wants to press, and now everyone wants to, not everyone, but then sitting back and counter-attacking, it then works here, there, wherever, innit? So that's never been the case for me. Mourinho, Spurs for him, I think is a good job because there's no expectation. And when you think about Mourinho's achievements, what do you always speak about? How about 2004, 2010? Those were at two teams where there was no expectation.
That was amazing, man.
There was no,
Put some respect on 2010.
There was no expectation. Nobody expected them to win the treble, let alone beat Barcelona in the semi-finals. Nobody expected that. Same thing at Port. But when he goes to Chelsea, even Chelsea had little real pedigree in English football before Jose went there. But when he went to Real Madrid, where there's a certain level of expectation, whether it's how to play, what you have to win, and of course, had a competition of Barca there. He didn't do as well as they wanted him to do. Let's say that. Of course, he won the league, run Pep out of Spain, but he never got to a Champions League final, for example. And that was a solid Real Madrid team. He won the Champions League. I think maybe 2 years after he left or something like that. Then he went to Man United. No, of course, nowhere on the same level as Real Madrid when he joined them, but the expectation of Man United in terms of what we want to win, what we need to, how we need to play. I'm not saying he failed, but he didn't reach the heights of what the expectations were of a Jose Mourinho joining Man United. He's joined Spurs, and all he has to do, literally, if we say, what will make Jose successful? Winning a cup. What cup? Any cup. That's literally his job. Win a cup with Spurs.
Win anything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So if he wins,
Which he wants to do.
He will. He will. No, he will.
No, he won't.
If he wins, I can't believe you're saying that because you're Uncle Mo. How can you think he's gonna fail? Because if he doesn't win his cup with Spurs with this team and
Spurs are that shit. It's bigger than Mourinho.
But this is perfect for him because these players are not winners. They don't even know what it takes. So it's like he's working with a sponge. He says it's truth. It's gospel. If Jose said it, it's gospel. I'm going to take everything on board that you said because I know better. And they're going to take everything done and they're going to go on the pitch and execute exactly how he wants. It's going to end in disaster at the end of maybe after 2 years.
That's as it always does.
But those 2 years that he's there, he's going to be successful. What is success exactly? I'm not talking about Premier League and Champions League. I'm talking about League Cup and FA Cup. He'll do all right, I suppose.
Right.
You know what I think? The only thing that's going to hold Tottenham back, because as you see, with a fit Bale, Son, and Kane is up there with the best front line in Europe. Their midfield, Højbjerg, looks like a very astute signing.
Yep.
If they could keep Sissoko fit, if they can get Dembele playing as we know he could at Lyon, then that's a very good midfield they've got there as well. Where I would worry as a Spurs fan is that centre back pairing.
Yeah. Well, they just
centre backs.
Rodon. They just bought Rodon.
Yeah, but Joe Rodon is a good young player who's played very well in the Championship for Swansea, but that's the Championship. Can he walk into a side that expect him to be at the top end of the Premier League and play well? Do you know what I mean? It's a massive jump up. So can Dyer, Sanchez, and Alderweireld who ain't the same player he was 2-3 years ago, is that a good enough defensive partnership? Can you find a partnership between those players there that's good enough to be on it week in, week out? That's what I would worry about. That's the only chink I think they have in their armor is that centre-back pairing. But other than that, Tottenham look good. They look good. And if Mourinho can keep Kane and Son fit, which is all they have to do, because those two together are just deadly at the moment. They're playing on another level. It's like everyone else is playing like on a Sunday afternoon. Them man played the game on Friday already. Do you know what I mean? It's done. They've seen it already. They're just making it look like, you know what I mean? They're in the future. So for me, as long as they keep them two fit, they're going to be at the top end of the table. As much as it burns me, that's what's going to happen. I have to be objective.
Javine?
So I'm gonna have to change my predictions.
We're still above them though, so
I'm gonna have to change my predictions because
Spurs
and
we've been shit.
Are looking.
Wait, this season?
Yeah.
No, you haven't. This is Arsenal. This is Arsenal this season. Gary, this is how you're going to be playing. You're going to be sitting back.
We have not been playing well.
But what is well? What is well to you? Because I'm saying sitting back and hitting pins on the counter or 5 at the back, whatever. That's going to be Arteta, I think, this season.
We play that in certain games. But when we're at home against smaller sides, we're not going to play that kind of football. We're going to be looking to attack. It's just we're not very good at it at the moment. But we're winning games still. That's it. We play that formation against the teams where we know we can't match up man for man.
Liverpool, but this four at the back, the four at the back that you played on the weekend, that's one of the first times since Arteta's very early days that he's actually played 4. Regardless of the opposition, he's gone up 5 because he doesn't.
Yeah, but it also depends on who we've got available.
Yeah, but
Tierney wasn't fit for a long time. We didn't have a left back.
Wait. Let's Javani get in. Let's Javani get in. So,
cheers.
So you have to change your pick.
I was not coming in, Stu MC. Sorry.
I'm gonna have to change it because I thought Man United were going to be a different Man United this season. So far, it hasn't been that way. So I may have to swap Man United and Spurs around for who's going to finish 4th. But that Man United, what the heck? That Tottenham team is definitely looking really good. And you know what's helped them? They've had more games to play, and Mourinho is saying, fixture pile up. But I think it's actually been good for them because they get more fitness, they get more playing time to execute what Jose wants them to do. And I think they're looking better each time they play. Like, when does Mourinho score all these high amount of goals back to back in all these games and getting good results? So I have to say that Spurs are looking really good. And this is without Bale.
And also with Javan on that point, because remember, because you just made an interesting point that people will say, Mourinho is not an attacking manager, he's he's very defensive. So does this now sort of correct that narrative that Mourinho does not know how to attack? And people forget, back in the heydays of Uncle Mo with Chelsea, he G'd up, and didn't they score a crazy amount of goals and get 100 points under Real Madrid?
Yeah, no, but Chelsea, I mean, Bale is not Ronaldo, but go on.
Listen, I don't know what Bale we're going to get, but if Bale comes back fit and they can get a good amount of games out of him and it's a good Bale that comes with it, Tottenham are going to be a real force, especially with the way how Kane and Son are playing right now. They are on fire, the both of them. And if we add a very good Gareth Bale to that, Tottenham are going to go places this season, and I don't know. I'm thinking they may end up coming in that top 4. Like I said, Mourinho has to. I don't think they will, but from what I've seen so far,
Mourinho has to come in top 4.
For me personally, I think.
For you. I think in terms of Levy, obviously he's in the Europa League. I think that's a possibility for them to win it, but I don't think. Put it like this: if he doesn't get top 4. But say he's 5th, 6th, but not too far behind, he ain't gonna get sacked.
He won't get sacked.
Yeah, it'll take something.
No, I don't think he will. But for me personally, he needs to get into that top 4.
Yeah, because Levy's gonna want the Champions League money because he spent money this season, and Levy ain't gonna want to spend money and not get anything back.
So for last thing, we're gonna do like a very quick transfer roundup. So let me just hit the super chats before we do that transfer roundup. So from Yasser Saeed, who says, Nix, I'm so depressed that I'm here thinking, is it a bad idea if we get relegated?
Yes.
Nix, any words for your fellow United?
Stupidness is that.
Yeah, of course it's a bad idea. Listen, I'll be honest, yes, sir. I don't want to waste too much time on this. But tune into Nick Sports at 11 o'clock. We'll be doing a transfer. We'll be doing a transfer breakdown, hopefully with Ramon and Kyle and anyone else who wants to join. Let me know in it. But
shameless plug.
You know, listen, obviously I can't give the big answer. Hapo's gonna be like, hurry up, we're doing it. That's how talks.
Actually, Joven, why did I have to do this in the intro? Why couldn't it be like when I'm like this? Because if I started doing this, guys would just judge me.
Animated, so you were really animated doing that.
Because I'm a clown. I'm a clown.
Yes.
No,
I'm a clown.
Not because you're a clown. I just needed everyone to be animated, so that's why I brought that on you.
The truth is being revealed.
What I was gonna
No, I never said that.
Yasser Saeed, I don't trust Manchester United, and I am now resigned to the fact that I don't believe anything they say. They are all liars. That goes from the Glazers right down to the players, including Solskjaer, and of course, Ed Woodward on the board. I don't trust any of them. The players come out after we lost and giving out all these apologies. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. The only thing I'm interested in is those 90 minutes. That is where you answer your critics. And we are their critics right now. Solskjaer.
Okay.
Wait, Solskjaer. You're talking about, yes, the board are backing you. We know they're not backing you. I don't want to hear it. If the players are not signed, then they're not backing you. Matt Judge, Ed Woodward, talking about, cultural reset. Yeah, we started it, and now we're panic buying 33-year-old Cavani and panic deals, trying to get these bloody loan signings on the last day of transfer window. Yet the primary targets have not been bought. I don't believe you. And the Glazers. I know, maybe one of you lot met every one time and he said that you have the best interest of Man United at heart or you love Man United. You don't. Your actions speak louder than words. You hate Man United. You love the money. I don't trust them, and that's how it's going to have to be. Whatever happens, happens.
All right, from Mr. Karthik Doreshwami, thank you for the super chats. He says that, there's something of Klopp is tired of pressing this season and wants to go to the back three. Creativity comes from the wing backs, not the midfield. This way you offer more protection. So I'm not really sure, just to sort of like maybe try to translate that, I think you're really talking about the creativity from Liverpool. But what I will say is this. Mane wasn't playing, Henderson wasn't playing, and Alisson wasn't playing.
That's
and
not you lose 2-1.
No, true.
You lose those games, you lose
100%. 100%. Hey, let me answer this.
That's not how you do it. Let me laugh.
Actually, that impression was garbage, by the way. I don't talk like that. Okay.
What happened to LA yesterday?
What the heck? I'm sure. Okay, my thing is this: is that look, I just feel that for Liverpool, they may need to just tweak things a bit, but it's one game. It's one game. People are overreacting to one game. Yes,
it's 7-2.
7 goals. It's crazy.
No,
it's crazy, but it's still 1 loss.
7-2 against Aston Villa.
It's 1 loss.
It's not 7-2 against a top 4 side
with 11 men as well.
It's 1 loss
with 11 men.
It's 1 loss.
It's no penalties.
No, but
no penalties.
It's not
anything you tell me. It's still 1 loss.
There's ways to lose.
8-2 is worse because they got knocked out. Barcelona.
To Bayern Munich, the champions of Europe. This is Aston Villa. They stayed in the Premier League by a point.
Put it this way. Let me ask you guys this. If at the end of the day, Liverpool gets 98 points, will anybody care about them losing 7-2 to Aston Villa?
Well, they don't care, but listen, it will be run back.
Yes, this will be spoken about for years.
Like Barca's 8-2, like Spurs is 7-2, like Man United 6-1. I'm talking about the Man City one, not the Spurs one, because no one cares about Spurs. It will be run back.
Okay, Nick, this one is for you. Nick, this one is for you.
I'll tell you. Hold on. I'll tell you why.
Ever defeat by a defending champion. That is a fact. Whatever you do from here, it doesn't matter. That's in history. Unless now they're going to lose 8-2. Then they've broken that record. Sorry, Jerome, you're going to say.
I'll tell you why that one game matters. The fact that you pulled out an emergency stream to talk about it. That alone tells you that it's not just one game. It's not just one game.
True. But at the end of the day,
you wouldn't pull out emergency stream if.
No, true. You're right. Like, it's crazy. It was a freak result, and a result that's freakish. You have to comment on it. But at the end of the day, Everything you guys said is true. It is right because like you consider 7 games against a team who most got relegated last season, and it could have been 10. It could have easily been 10. So you got smacked up, and you had 11 men. United, it was bad, but they had 10 men. You had a full 11 men. Salah was there, Van Dijk was there, Trent was there. So it is bad. But this is like a small but. You can still win the league. So it is, but it's true. It is down in history. It was bad. From Just Beston, who says, Knicks, be very scared. Mbappe are ending this club.
Who's that? Oh, Just Beston.
Yeah. He's referring to the CL.
Oh, I didn't realize PSG was still relevant after the PP Charles going to coach already doubled you in in Paris. And then you went through these one-legged ties. You finessed your way into a Champions League final and then got showed who the real champions of Europe are.
Didn't they win 6-1 this weekend as well?
Say that again?
They won 6-1 this weekend as well.
I mean, who wouldn't win 6-1 in that league?
Hey, relax. Okay, so I'm from Armchair Critic, who says, I'm a Barca fan. Nothing's worse than 8-2 and 4-0.
Trust me.
Yeah, that was worse.
Trust me.
Yeah,
Villa
it was worse.
It's Villa. It's Aston Villa. Come on. It's Aston Villa. You're talking about Bayern Munich. You're talking about Barcelona. You're talking about big boys in the world of football. It's Aston Villa.
It was in the Champions League.
The fact that they almost got relegated by this much.
You man let a guy who's literally just come from the Championship. He's played what, 4 games in the Premier League? He could have had 5 goals.
Ollie Watkins, you know.
Ollie. You don't even use a full name. The man uses a nickname. Ollie.
Okay, guys, look. Let's talk transfers. So,
wait, you put it up and you took it down.
Wait, what is this? What is this?
No, I was gonna say, since there's 178 people watching, guys, come on over to the Football Dugout YouTube channel, jump over there and hit subscribe. Let's get us to our goal of 1,000 subs. You can also sub to us on Spotify, whatever you're listening to and whatever you're watching us on. You can subscribe,
Pornhub, anything
but
like that,
make sure you jump over to our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Right now, we're streaming on both channels until we get to 1,000, and then we will move over exclusively to the Football Dugout. So come over.
Have you put a muffler on your mic, or is your voice deep?
Why are you trying to be all sexy in here, bro?
Listen, there's no
muffler. Talking into the mic like he's trying to seduce us.
Just come over to the Football Dugout and just make sure that we get to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, please come on over to the Football Dugout.
I've been taking some lessons on. I've been taking some lessons on how to present. So when I'm doing shows, some shows.
Hopefully that worked anyway, guys. Hopefully you were seduced into subscribing to the Football Dugout and liking the video.
Yeah. Keep on.
We've got some funny feelings in this region now.
Thanks, guys. That's already subscribed.
Thanks, guys. That's already subscribed.
Also, can I just say I know Neeks mentioned it earlier, but big up Choupo-Moting's agent.
Oh, what
that guy is a legend. He's a legend. He needs to win some sort of prize.
That is wild. That is wild because how PSG, Bayern, that is wild. So look, Sancho, is that now done? That's not happening.
Done deal. Sancho's a done deal. He's staying at Bristol. I can confirm officially breaking what it's leaked sources. Done deal. Sancho remains. You heard it here first. Listen, wait. I was on the here a little while ago, and I said, someone in the chat. I said, listen, look in the mirror.
F your dreams.
F your hopes. F your dreams. F your aspirations. Tellez is your only hope. They pulled out Cavani from the wilderness. I don't know whether to smile or cry. I hope it works. It's a disaster. No, not everything I say is not about the players. So you might have a Cavani FC fan in here, a Tellez FC. You know how fans just support players. I don't know. This ain't. I don't care. Tellez.
And he's 28, by the way.
He's 27. But anyway. No, I mean, it's a good age. I don't have a problem.
Dembele to Man United not happening.
No,
I mean, that was never going to happen. They wanted
Ismail Assar now. Ismail Assar is the guy that you're.
But they want us to buy him, and we only want to do a loan, which I don't want to buy. So so it's where it is what it is. But the problem is, we wanted a right winger, a centre back, and defensive midfielder and a left back. Those were the key positions that Solskjaer identified at the start of the transfer window, way back when, actually, before the transfer window started. All we got is a left back. It's an absolute disgrace.
Wait, so I think we've done. Okay, can someone explain this? Why is it that only La Liga, they have this dumb release clause thing where by law you have to have a release clause?
So Barcelona
that's
could
harsh,
snatch the players. That's all it is.
It's just something that the Spanish like to do.
No, it's mainly.
I think it's law, but I think it's to do with freedom of movement. I think where
Okay, then, if you do that, then
to Real Madrid and Barcelona.
okay, for players that you value highly, why didn't you just make the release clause $1 billion?
No,
Because they won't
they
accept
do.
That's what they do. Guess
But
what? Isn't Fatty's like 400 million?
Well,
When they signed
Partey
Partey-
is like,
Yeah, but when they
so
signed him,
obviously they don't value Partey that highly.
when you signed him, when they signed the contract initially, and the player has to agree to it, because the player's like, I want the freedom of movement, so I'm not going to sign if you say 1 billion. But if you're going to say 1 billion, then you have to pay me like Messi's wages, because that's what them
It correlates to the wage as well. Because I think Thomas Partey, when he signed that initial contract, 40 million would have seemed like a lot. Do you know what I mean? And he hasn't signed another contract after that. So, but I think it's mad that you just go to La Liga and you say, look, boom, I've meet that contract. You don't even have to tell the club. All till now, we've not contacted Atletico Madrid to tell them we've hit the release clause. We just went to La Liga.
La Liga told them.
And La Liga told them, yeah, Arsenal hit the clause. Man's on a plane to England.
He's doing his medical now.
He's doing his medical now. Do you know how mad that is?
I love that when I'm playing Football Manager.
That's what happened. Remember that's what happened with Barca and Neymar.
Yeah.
He was like, we want the player. Barca like, we're not for sale. PSG said, F you. Took a bag of cash down to La Liga offices and said, can we have Neymar's contract, please?
Okay, so what are we saying about Partey then? Like, to Arsenal, because my thing is that I rate him very highly. I think the guy is actually one of Atletico Madrid's most important players. But doesn't he do a similar job that Xhaka does? So what? Because I think that Owa was the guy that Arsenal should have been trying to get.
They did the same
Xhaka ain't no mobile.
Xhaka wishes they did the same job.
You know what? You know how long it would take Xhaka to do what Partey does? About 4 minutes.
In terms of what?
In terms of carrying the ball from A to B. Partey can carry the ball. If Xhaka tried to do that, it'd take him 4 minutes. And he'll probably pick up 2 yellow cards on the way. There's no way. Partey has
so if he's coming
in.
So he said he comes into play alongside Xhaka then.
Yes.
Or Ceballos, because I think
Ceballos.
because he's so mobile, he can allow Ceballos to play next to him. Because Ceballos can go forward and he can cover defensively much more than Xhaka can.
But I think Xhaka will play.
It's a good buy, man. It's a good. So is this a buy or a loan?
It's a buy. 40 million.
Wow.
I thought you were like a specialist and you don't know the rules of La Liga. You don't know
how.
We sacked Gunnosaurus. That's where we got the money from. We got no mascot. We sold
You
sold our mascot.
You laid up all your stuff to give Aubameyang 350,000.
We are dread.
And then you got rid of Gunnosaurus to sign Partey.
And all this time now, Kroenke sit there with a new $1 billion stadium in LA for the Rams, and he's put zilch into the club. And we're sacking dinner ladies and sacking mascots to try and sign players. My man sat there with no money.
We're basically on that. Apparently, I'm just reading here that there is a change.org petition to bring back Gunnosaurus.
Yeah. Come on. Why would you sack your mascot when you're a club that I know we haven't been getting money in because of COVID, but no club has been getting money in because of COVID. We should be in a position where we're quite comfortable because we have one of the richest men in the world. Not just him, his wife is the heir to Walmart. Do you know how much money is in that? Walmart is one of the biggest chains in America.
Walmart.
So,
do you know what I mean?
Wait,
sitting on money.
Do you guys want to hear something wild? So Juventus have just signed, I think it's Federico Chiesa.
Chiesa, yeah.
Oh, I thought
Buffon was teammates with Chiesa's father back in Parma. Do you know how sick that is? When is this dude going to retire?
Yeah.
How old is he now?
41.
I don't even want to know, man.
41. You know another thing as well. Jack Wilshere's been released from West Ham.
Yeah, I just read that.
We should sign him, man.
Oh wow.
And
Take him back at Arsenal.
And Luben Soft of Cheeks has gone on loan to Fulham.
Yeah. Best English midfielder.
I know. This man, Chelsea gassed him up so high.
But they only gassed him up because he's good looking.
Best news.
Luben Soft.
If he was ugly,
I hope it's a loan to buy. No, come back.
Come back.
Let the door hit you on the way out.
January. Take him back.
Let's end of this. Let's end of this then. From Amateur Critic, do you guys think Hazard will redeem himself now?
How?
I think you have to wait for him to come back from injury because it's a shame that he got injured so early in the season.
Wait, he's 42.
He was doing
who? Hazard? Is he that old?
Stone.
Buffon.
Buffon.
Okay.
God damn.
Oh my god.
We talk about Pogba. We just need
sorry, Devil Karen.
Yeah, no, I was saying it's a shame he got injured so early because he was in good form last season for Dortmund. And I think it's a shame that he got injured this season because Dortmund could do with him. He's a good player, Torgan Hazard.
Best Hazard out there.
Yeah, the only relevant Hazard there is.
Don't be cute. Don't be cute. So guys, will we ever see Zad again?
We never saw him in the first place. I don't know who you're talking about. I saw Eden Hazard.
Oh, you mean the top 3 player in the world? If you push me, he's possibly top 2.
Oh my
god. Hazard is something like a total eclipse.
Look, Joven, stream. If you don't, mark this down. Stream mark this. When he was Zad, he was easily top 3. If you push me on the right day, he was top 2. Don't give me any of that crap. You know it and I know it. And football, as football fans, we are being robbed of one of the best players in the world. So actually, you guys should be sad. You should be wanting him to try and say what's up because when he does, football is lost. Football is lost.
Don't worry, you have the sick.
Football is lost.
And the yetch.
Yeah, the yetch.
Look, okay, but will Hazard redeem himself, yes or no?
No, I don't think he even cares. I don't think he cares. I think he's just enjoying his life. I reckon he'll retire in the next 2 years.
Listen, he's hit his peak. He ain't gonna get any better.
The guy is still 20. He still has years, man. What about he's hit his peak? He's one of these. He's 20. So is he going to redeem himself, Javan? Yes or no?
No. He's done.
Is he going to redeem himself? Yes or no?
I don't care. But thanks for the super chat.
You're a sick man. Guys, thank you.
Wait, what was that comment?
I just put us in BBL.
Rodney, man. Actually, no, Rodney. Last time I saw you, you were wearing a do-rag. So I could be really insulting towards that do-rag. So you can. So I know you talk very slick in this live chat and everything. So you better watch your mouth, man, because you're talking to a guy who was top 3 when he was fit. So has your goat ball in the World Cup semi? Probably not. So have some respect, guys. We thank you for joining us here for Football Dogger. Was that your friend?
Huh?
I'm not one of your. I'm not one of your.
I never said anything. I never said anything.
You treat me like a.
I never said anything.
I know. I turned 17 yesterday. I don't turn 17
yesterday. Bro.
Happy 50th birthday,
Birthday, Hope.
May the next 50 years of your life be as glorious as the first 50.
I'm 17. I was 17 yesterday. Guys, we thank you very much for joining the Football Dogouts. Remember to subscribe to the Football Dogouts channel. That means you take this. You see this? It's called a mouse. You move it down to that red thing, and then you apply pressure on your index finger. You apply pressure on your index finger. What's the word? You apply like 20,000 photons onto, and then you click subscribe. I was trying to be science. Look, I wasn't good at science, man. My teacher was an asshole. Dr. Baston, you absolute prick. You loser. I spent 2 hours with you doing nothing. Chemistry, that dude who was swinging his thing around. While you were doing that,
Wait,
I was
what?
writing 50 Cent's
What?
lyrics as
What?
well.
What?
Swinging what around?
Swinging what around?
Whoa.
No, just singing.
Whoa. Whoa.
No. Just something. Wait, what do you think he was speaking? What's up?
What was he swinging around? We're asking you.
What
We're
happened?
asking you.
Basically, he was doing this experiment,
Whoa.
and
This
it
is
was
not getting any better.
it was like a device. It was a device. Look, we were kids.
What's this?
Whoa.
Whoa! We're gonna get shut down.
What?
Look, you guys are messed up.
Biology.
Look, he was swinging around an experiment. It was an experiment thing that he was swinging around, and I was right, and I didn't care.
Splashnet says,
Basically,
human anatomy class.
It must be swinging a thing around.
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was chemistry, not biology.
Whoa.
Biology was
You had
passed on.
chemistry?
Yeah, chemistry the teacher.
Yeah, chemistry with the teacher. Whoa.
Do you know how old he was? I was a teenager. Do you know how old he was?
Whoa! That's you. That is all you, bro.
All right.
Rodney's
haven't been to a psychoanalyst.
Stanley yelling at holes.
For sodomy, man. The heck? Okay, so guys, again, thank you for Football Dog. I remember to subscribe, just hit the sub button, hit the like button, try and make us get to 1,000 subs. If not, Javan is not going to be happy and so forth, So, and guys, you know what? Let me just say, guys, I just think, this has been a long journey. We've done everything together. Even if we have our differences and so forth, I feel that the Football Dog always goes from strength to strength to strength, and we can, try and do things to help kids, and like what's it called, like charities and stuff like that. Nix, why are you checking off your phone? I'm doing an outro, man.
No, I just got a message saying that Sancho is at
Carrington.
At a house party, yeah? Went them at a house party.
He's been arrested for having a party with Tammy Abraham.
Mm-hmm. And Ben Chilwell.
Oh, the Ben Chilwell was there as well.
Yeah.
All right, guys, look, man. Peace out. Stay true. Stay real. Our Peace.